Head southwest of the architectural gym that is Union Station, past the luxury complexes, dodging the bicyclists commuting to work, and through the Auraria campus. Now, travel underneath the web of concrete that is I-25 and Colfax Avenue. Then, finally, over the Platte River, just south of Denver's Mile High Stadium, into Sun Valley. This neighborhood is isolated from the rest of Denver, not only by the highway, but also by the Platte River and the industrial uses that the neighborhood was designated for. These barriers create a hidden neighborhood that mirrors what Ingalls observed in London at the turn of the 19th century. In this way, we too obscure our most vulnerable citizens within Sun Valley. There are only 1,500 people living in Sun Valley, the majority of whom are children. These residents mostly live in the Sun Valley Homes public housing project. The poverty rate in the area is 70%, and the median income is less than $10,000. Sun Valley also has one of the most diverse populations in Denver County, with large Latinx and African American populations, as well as immigrants who make up almost a quarter of the residents. Sun Valley is a prime example of a food desert. With the closest grocery store almost 2 miles away, residents' food needs are met only by a 7-Eleven and a small restaurant, which doubles as a food bank. The people living here do not derive power from their numbers, nor do they reflect the wealthy and powerful voices that often influence policy and development. These are the people that traditionally get pushed out when an area has been targeted as the next new it place of a city. Sun Valley wasn't always so empty, however. Between 1880 and 1940, Jewish immigrants populated the area, and in addition to many homes, there was a school, synagogue, markets, smokehouse, a bakery, a recreation center, pickle plants, a brick factory, and even small farms. With Denver's first adoption of zoning codes in 1925, Sun Valley was zoned industrial, thus restricting any new development in the area. The 1946 rezoning of the area, the nail in the coffin, made it so that only industry or public housing could be built in Sun Valley. The first public housing in the area was Las Casitas Homes, built in 1942. It opened to great fanfare and optimism. Although there was excitement over this new idea for helping lower-income residents in the area, the execution of the project provided many lessons for us as planners today. Billy Bramhall, a planner for the city of Denver during the early public housing years, remembers both the optimism and acknowledges the mistakes.
When these projects were built, it was the beginning of public housing. And public housing was not nearly the size that it is now and so on. And there was so much fumbling to get it right. And there wasn't enough thought at that time given to the surroundings, to transportation, to people trying to improve their lot and so on. And it just didn't exist then. Now there's a lot more, I think, of that going on, but you still have to deal with everything that's already here. It's not going to go away. And so you guys have to figure out how to integrate those people, and we're not going to get rid of those projects. And so you have to think of how to integrate them into the city and not make it a kind of a barren place where anybody who is not going to get anywhere in the world lives.
In Sun Valley, we are seeing echoes of the past optimism and change as many different development interests are looking to capitalize on such a rare, undeveloped canvas so close to the thriving downtown area. Sun Valley Eco District, an organization advancing models of urban regeneration through sustainable and resilient neighborhoods, is partnering with many of these interests. They are trying to ensure that resident interests are included in future plans and create mixed-income housing that will limit the amount of displacement while providing new economic opportunities. Some of these interests include Meow Wolf, an art collective out of Santa Fe that expects 1.5 million visitors a year, the stadium redevelopment plans on the north end of Sun Valley, and the Livable Cities Project, which will redevelop 13th Avenue as an urban ecological forest. Most of these development plans have involved input from the residents in the area, and those living there seem generally excited and hopeful about the new opportunities. Learning from Mrs. Bramhall, we know planning is not a perfect science. There will be mistakes in Sun Valley today as there have been in the past. As planners, we can't know all of the outcomes and implications of the choices we make, but the current plans for Sun Valley are built upon the input and needs of the citizens who live there, and that, along with a persistent hope, might just make something good.